Hopefully you're doing well. So it's on Thursday, and we had a good session as of today. So remember, this week we had an anticipation of a sharp and rapid move. As I told you guys, I communicated this move via Telegram. So if you are not in the Telegram group, I just joined the Telegram, and I guess we did anticipate this trade earlier, and this is the draw. So from the weekly time frame, to determine the direction, because that's where we always start. We start from the higher time frame, and for this situation I will go further to the monthly time frame. And from the monthly time frame, you can see we have been having a bullish structure. We have these lows not violating these lows. We had this swing high that had been met, and since we don't have anything over here that could act as resistance, as order block, as order blocks, so I was anticipating a sharp and rapid move to these candles high as well as these previous month's high. So for me, Euro USD is looking bullish and anticipating to see this previous candles high, which happens to be a monthly candle, to be taken, as well as later on we can expect these previous monthly high being taken, because we don't have any resistance. So after I have identified the direction I want to see bullish prices, now I can drop off to the daily time frame and identify from which areas are we expecting to see a reversal off. So if we can drop to the daily time frame, we had fair value gaps over here. We have a slight fair value gap there, as well as these other fair value gap. So if I can rally that higher, we had that fair value gap, right? Sure. All right, there we go. So I was anticipating as of Monday, Tuesday, that's when I will see the market dip into this area, but that wasn't really the case. So as of Wednesday, we had FOMC rallied higher, and was expecting a drop really, but NFP rallied higher. Then later on we had that drop, making this candle not really bearish engulfing candle, but we did sweep this previous candle's high, but didn't close below the opening and the closing of this bearish candle. We did have a tap into that fair value gap, so somehow today I was expecting bullish prices, but not really a dip into these areas. And before the New York session, because guys, you know, I'm a New York trader. So what happened is the market rallied lower as of yesterday. So we tapped into this daily fair value gap, then we rejected off that area. Remember, I usually trade at the 9 a.m. candle. So I waited for the 5 a.m. candle to be closing, which did close at around 8 a.m. And after 8 a.m., I noticed that we formed these 4-hour bearish fair value gap. So I'm getting a reversal of this bearish fair value gap, going higher, targeting these highs. But before we reach to these highs, then I was anticipating to see these previous days high being taken. So what happened is I wanted to see a tap into this area, so I dropped further into the lower time frames, and ensuring that price drops to the OTE. That's what I was monitoring for me to have my trade. So as price was dropping, because it had already dropped as the 9 a.m. candle opened, because this is the 9 a.m. candle, the 9 a.m. candle, this a bullish candle. You can see that's the 9 a.m. candle. We hadn't really tapped into that fair value gap. So what I was watching for, I was anticipating to see a drop into the OTE level. And where is my fib? So from the lowest low, which is this low over there, we had this tool, to the highest high, which is this high, we had it there. So I usually buy when a price drops to discount, and I want to see a price reaction of the OTE levels, but not always do I anticipate a retracement that deep into these OTE levels. So below the 0.5, then I can be keen with what price is telling me, then I get involved. So at around 9:30, we saw this candle rally higher, tapped into that fair value gap. We dropped, which is a thing I usually love to see. If I can drop to the 5 minutes time frame, the first fake move, I call it. So this was my first fake move. So the market never really tapped into this 4-hour fair value gap. We did rally higher. Those who are in a hurry, those who are not patient, got involved in this move going higher because we were forming some small fair value gaps, and also we didn't really have that displacement going higher. That's why I didn't really get involved, and because we had this fair value gap below here, so I waited for a price to drop lower to clear all these liquidities. To those who had entered early, maybe they had their stop loss below this swing low, they were taken out. The market somehow consolidated, then we rallied lower, and we created an SMT with GU. I will be taking you to GU because for EU we can see we are forming a lower low. We are forming a lower low, but if we can go to GU, we will identify that price formed a higher high. So you can see over here, price formed a higher high, whereas EU formed a lower low. Right, a lower low to sweep the liquidities. So after identifying that, we displaced higher, which is a thing I love to see, and we formed this fair value gap. As this fair value gap was confirmed, I entered on that trade, and the market immediately reversed on me. The market reversed on me, but my stop loss was very safe. I really had a stop loss somewhere safe. The market then immediately reversed and went to our direction, and finally our TP was met. So that's how we did trade today, and I think that was my thought process. And after identifying the 4-hour fair value gap from which I was expecting a reversal off of, then I dropped lower to maybe identify that our price had already retraced the OTE levels. After I've seen we had the 4-hour fair value gap in line with the 0.5 level, or the fair value gap was around the equilibrium. So immediately price dipped into the below the 0.5 level, also created the first fake move, which is always visible and which I always recommend that whenever price shows this movement, let's not always be in a hurry, because some people will be involved in this move and their stops will be below there. The market reverses on them, sweeps their stop losses, they're out, and now they will be afraid to take the real move, which would be happening. So somehow the markets dropped, created an SMT, because EU and GU are positively correlated, and when I saw that, that was a strong confluence that the market was to be bullish. So I entered off a fair value gap, and the market dropped, nearly took me out, but we rallied back and our TP was hit. So that was my thought process, and still expecting price to be bullish. So we might rally as of yesterday also, because we never got involved in this push, because we are also in close proximity to these swing high. So I'm expecting also to have a push as of tomorrow. If we'll get another opportunity, then we can get involved in that. Also, I have been looking for this AUD USD. I've been watching that, and this is the direction. So same to EU, I'm expecting some bullish prices, same to GBP USD, but I haven't really watched on gold. But I'm expecting the same, because they are paired against the US dollar. I'm expecting that push going higher. So I think things are playing out as anticipated. If you haven't joined the Telegram group, ensure you have joined, because these have been called live there, and a rapid move. So also anticipating tomorrow to be a sharp move to these previous month's high, if not a consolidation candle that will make us anticipate next week to be the bullish week, and to push to this previous month's high. So that is it for this video, guys. So hopefully you'll get to draw some lessons from these, and until next time, guys, be safe.